Like any good website owner, you probably want to keep your documents, data, and websites safe. Probably you've also seen, thought about, or even heard about right-click prevention. And what it really does is if somebody tries to right-click on your stuff, they won't be able to see a little element like this, such as save image. So you want to protect your images, whether they're copyrighted. You don't want people to download your videos, which is kind of another conversation, and all these things. Essentially, you just want to prevent people from right-clicking and saving things from your website. The problem is there's no way around it. If somebody wants your stuff, they're going to get it, and that might sound mean, and I hope it doesn't, but technically, it's not really possible to fully prevent somebody from doing that. The reason why is once a website renders on somebody's website, like we have here, let's say Google, once they get access to it, well, they're now seeing everything on the front end, and if you can see it, you can save it. What I mean by here, Google, of course, does not prevent us from right-clicking, but what this stuff, right? We can see some nerdy code things. Don't worry about what this actually says. But it allows us to right-click. But what if it didn't? You might think, well, if I just prevent somebody from right-clicking, that'll stop really a lot of people from stealing, for example, this logo. Well, no, not really. One thing all somebody has to do is they have to go to Tools, Web Developer Tools, toggle Tools on, and ta-da, they're in again. And then they can go and highlight whichever piece they want, and then they get access to it. And you're thinking, well, I want to hide this code. You can't. If you want a website to render, it has to look like regular readable code. So there's not much you can really do to hide this stuff. So you can add right-click prevention stuff, but it's not going to stop anybody from getting the images, from being able to download things, and all that stuff. So really, all you're doing is annoying people. That's one thing, because there are legitimate reasons somebody might want to save an image. For example, you give a virtual assistant a link and tell them, hey, go download the images from my website. We're going to put them in a post or a graphic or a document, and we're going to give it to a client. Well, no, you can't, and it's going to annoy them, and they're going to tell, well, I can't download because so-and-so doesn't work. It's just an impractical thing to do. It wastes resources. It kind of just annoys people, and it really doesn't prevent anybody from taking images anyway. So essentially, it's really useless. It's more useless than the security theater at airports in America. So there's just no point of doing that. And if you really want to do it, yeah, of course, you can say, right-click prevention. Let's say WordPress, right? You have something in WordPress that you want to save. There's a whole bunch of tools you can find and do all that. But again, it's not going to stop anybody. All they have to do as soon as they get in here and think, well, I'm going to prevent them from getting into the developer tools. You can't. You can't prevent that. This is their own stuff. They're going to be able to get in there one way or another. So really, there's just literally no technical reason or point of doing that. It's going to waste resources. It's not going to prevent them from doing it. And it's just going to add more work for your website to do when there's just no reason to do so. So that's today's video. Just don't do it. Seriously, there's no point, and you're not going to get anything out of it. And people are still going to go around it and find ways to get your stuff anyway. So don't do it. If you really want to prevent people from downloading images, well, you can't. Videos and downloadables, that's a different story. But even then, somebody could still take a screenshot. Ta-da! I now just took a screenshot of that. So there's that. So there's no real way to fully prevent. Yeah, it'll prevent people who don't know that web developer tools exist. But anybody halfway decent at anything technology-wise will be able to get it. So just don't do it. It's kind of that simple. Make your life simple and don't stress about it. So just keep creating good content, and that's the best way to go about it. See you next time.